Mercedes. Hi, how are you doing today? Did you know that Mercedes is the American pronunciation of the Spanish name of a German car, whereas BMW is actually BMW in German? Too much information, isn't it? Anyways, let us learn about the logo evolution story of Mercedes-Benz and BMW. But before that, their history in brief. The history of Mercedes-Benz is a little bit twisted and complicated, but the most important people for us to remember in this particular story are these: Gottlieb Daimler, the owner of DMG, Carl Benz and Bertha Benz, the husband and wife duo who owned Benz and Company, William Maybach, the engineer who designed the Mercedes-Benz car, and Emil Jelinek, the man who financed it and whose daughter's name is Mercedes, the name which was later used as the brand name for this particular car. Now this is how the very first Mercedes logo looked like. Now this looks nothing like the logo that we are familiar with today. It is a simple elongated oval with the lettering Mercedes which is written right into it. But later on, this three-pointed star was used as the emblem for Mercedes. It is believed that Gottlieb Daimler used to use this star mark in his personal writing, in his diaries, etc. It is said that he used to believe that this particular star mark will bring him luck. Well, indeed, it did. By the way, do you know what the meaning of this three-pointed star is? It stands for dominance over three elements: the sky, water, and earth. So this is where BMW gets its first logo from. In the year 1917, when BMW is formed out of Rapp Motor Works, they did not have a logo. But when they went for a logo, they followed Rapp's tradition of this black circle around the logo with the name of the company, which is written right into the black circle. In the year 1926, Germany's economic conditions forced many companies to join forces, and thus Benz was merged into DMG, and thus was born Mercedes-Benz. When we inspect this logo, we can clearly see the elements from both the previous brands showing up here. So you can clearly see the floral wreaths from the Benz logo as well as the three-pointed star from the Mercedes logo. Also, the names of both the companies are present. Now, what is symbolism out here? I think this is symbolic of the equal partnership of both the companies in this particular venture. Now, here's a small thought for you to chew on. Now, if you look at most of the logos from the car universe, most of them, they're all based on a circle. Why do you think it is? Don't worry, I'll answer this question towards the end of the episode. In 1933, the BMW logo received a slight redesign where two things were made bolder. What is it? The outer rings of the BMW logo and the font. Also, this time the font was made into proper serifs. For those of you who don't know what a serif is, this is a serif. You know those small protrusions, those small parts that comes out of the font, like in Times New Roman? And those fonts which does not have this feature is called sans serif or without serif, like in Arial. And this is how the BMW logo looked in the year 1953. Finally, it is starting to show some design maturity and starting to look a bit more simpler. Now, what is worth knowing about this logo is that even today people think that this blue and the white parts inside the black circle represents a propeller of a plane. Whereas it is not. Now, how did this myth start? All because of these ads wherein the BMW lettering is shown on top of a plane propeller. Now take a look at this. This is how the BMW logo looked in the year 1963. Now what is the major difference that you see between these two logos? The serif of the font has gone. And what does that do to the logo? The sans serif font makes this logo look a lot more sportier, a lot more modern, and a lot more young. And by the way, what's inside the black circle of the BMW logo if not the propeller? It's the flag of the state of Bavaria in Germany. In the 1930s, Mercedes had already used this kind of extremely minimalist and flat logo design. In fact, this kind of logo design became popular for the rest of the world only close to 2015. But by the 1980s, Mercedes went in for something that looks a lot more brilliant on the hood of a car, with the logo type written in this font, a narrow serif font called Corporate A. Now, as far as BMW is concerned, it had two more iterations. In the year 1997, it went in for a 3D logo, this logo, with highlights, shadows, embossing, and the works. And finally, in the year 2020, even BMW followed this trend of oversimplified and minimalist logos. This time, they even had transparency built into it. According to the brand manual, this transparency means openness of the brand towards its customers. Now, let me answer that question which I asked you somewhere in the middle of the video. Why is it that most of the logos from the car universe based on a circle? Well, it is actually based on a wheel, and the wheel represents mobility. So, out of these two, which do you think is my favorite logo? Well, no prizes for guessing. It is a three-pointed star of the Mercedes-Benz brand. But you know what? This new transparent BMW logo is actually starting to grow on me. And if you put these two logos side by side, they seem as if they belong to two separate categories. The Mercedes-Benz is a clear-cut luxury brand, whereas the BMW logo poses to be a sports category brand. So, if you put these two new logos side by side, I seem to like both the logos. But which side are you on? Do write in the comments and tell us. And also give us some solid reasons. So don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you liked today's video. And please do not forget to subscribe to the Design Chat channel and to enable the bell icon. And for those people who are interested, I've got the links to the Mercedes-Benz logo in the description. Bye-bye.